At least for the last several years, it's just like everything he touches works. It's been an extraordinary run. You know how it started. I mean, Peter Thiel talks about who worked with him at PayPal, talks about how when Peter said he was going to write a book at one point about the PayPal experience, and he said the chapter about Elon would be called "The Man Who Knew No Risk." Right? He's just like flat out, just like missing the risk gene. Like, I don't know though. I really struggle with that because there's this real question around like taking risk. You know, because like you take risk every time you like step out into this across the street. It's like take risk. This is sort of conventional view is you roll the dice and maybe it goes one way or maybe it goes the other. Like what the great founders tend to do, and you're like that, and I'm like that, and I think everybody we know is like, yeah, when you start a company or try to do a new thing, like there is risk, but what you spend all of your actual time doing is trying to take the risk out. Right. And so you are trying as hard as you possibly can to figure out all the different things that can go wrong and all the things that are inadequate, you know, for the challenge ahead. And you're trying to like get in front of those things and fix those things before the risk kills you. Right. You're trying to take the risk out. And Andy Rachleff taught me years ago this idea that I call the onion theory of risk. This is his idea, but I can't remember if he came up with the name, but it's sort of the idea basically is you can think of a company as like on day one, it has every possible risk, right? And so it has team risk and product risk and market risk and pricing risk and margin risk and competitive risk and regulatory risk. And then basically what you're trying to do as a founder, like one of the ways, the conventional way of thinking about what you do as a founder is you're trying to like get things done and hit milestones. But the other way of thinking about it is those things, if you're doing it right, they're peeling layers of risk off the onion. And basically success in a startup, one way to think about it is when you've eliminated all the risk. Right. Yeah. You figured out something to do that solves every single one of those risks. And so, and we often analyze companies this way. And so, you know, one of the things that Elon is really, really good at is doing that. You know, he's really, really good at, you know, he identifies that for team risk. Okay, I'm just going to go hire all the smartest people in the world. So it's like, okay, you know, can we ship the product? Well, I'm just going to I'm just going to be involved every step of the way every week and make sure that we ship the product. So is the product going to be good? Well, I'm going to be the guy who beta tests the self-driving thing. And it's, you know, the new software patches are going to download to my Tesla first. And right, every single thing. Or, you know, the government is threatening to regulate me out of existence. Oh, I know. I'll go, you know, I'll go do what I'm doing, you know, with the new government. And so, you know, a way to think about it is it's the reverse. He's actually reducing risk every step of the way. And I think that a plausible telling of the Elon story in the fullness of time is that, you know, each of the things that he does over time with his companies and now more broadly is everything about it is taking away layers of risk from the ultimate goal. And by the way, the arc there is particularly compelling since the ultimate goal is quite literally Mars. Yeah. Right. And so the way to think about it is what if, you know, think about the arc as basically the goal is to get to Mars. To get to Mars is it's every possible risk in the world for doing anything. Right, getting to Mars. And so how do you strip away all those risks, right? And so how do you, you know, okay, we're going to need to like build a lot of stuff on Mars. How do you do that? Well, we need robots. Okay, we're going to do that. How do you need, like, what's going to control the robots? We need AI. It's just step after step after step after step, taking risk out. And so I think, ironically, he might be one of the greatest risk reducers at this point in history.